tonight from 6 o'clock. But right now, it's Friday. It's movie day on this show. So, movie critic Van Connor comes on the show every Friday at this time to talk about the new movies that are out this weekend. He gets to see them before we do, so it's only fair we let him tell us about them in his brutally honest way. Welcome back to the show, Van. How are you?
I'm always good, Mr. Moore. I can never live up to that intro, but thank you. Also, can we give a shout out to producer Stuart? Because I don't get to talk to him anymore, and I email him our clips every week, and I feel bad. We never get to chat. You know, he never calls, never writes. You know, one of those.
He's actually increases laughing at that right now. I can see him through the other side.
That.
Is that your hint at saying I've emailed you and you've not replied?
No. He actually did reply to me today. So anyway, right. We've got a pair of doozies this week.
Yeah.
The first one is going to be one of the most bizarre concepts you've heard in quite some time, and the second one is probably the second time that you've heard that exact concept.
Okay.
So basically, the first one we're going to talk about is a documentary that you could, in short, describe as Cool Runnings, but with wine tasting. Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
So what? They're racing. They're racing with wine.
Don't get me wrong. That's a movie right there. You package that one up. We'll get in a room with some producers. We'll make a killing. Anyway. So it's the International Wine Tasting Championship, like the Olympics of wine tasting. And one year they get the first ever Zimbabwean wine tasting team, who it turns out are a band of four completely, like, they've never met before. They've just sort of come together randomly, like in South Africa. They've all been refugees. They've gone from Zimbabwe to South Africa, where they have all met for the first time and discovered a shared love of wine. Like, each one of them has tried wine for the first time in their lives as an adult, having moved to South Africa, and they've fallen so in love with it that they've become a professional grade wine taster. Not only one of these guys, all four of them.
Amazing.
Yeah, so set yourself up for including having its own John Candy, the documentary genre's answer to Cool Runnings with competitive wine tasting. Here's the clip.
I remember well my very first sip of wine. I didn't like it.
You've got these guys, they get uprooted from their own country, forced over the border into a foreign country. No knowledge of wine. What do they end up doing?
It's crazy to think we're going to be competing in a few weeks at the World Tasting Championships. A few years ago, none of us had ever tasted wine before.
Joseph, Marvin, Tinashe, Van Pardon, Team Zimbabwe.
So this isn't a spoof in any way. This is as serious as it comes, where they are professional wine tasters.
This is a literal documentary. This really happened.
Wow.
And I'm one of those people. I'm obsessed with what I refer to as ESPN 8 to the Ocho. So that's one for the dodgeball fans, which is, you know, those sports in the movie Dodgeball. We have those weird things that like barely qualify as sports that get put onto like a little sub sports channel. Like last week we had the World Excel Championships. I don't know if you know about this. The World Microsoft Excel Championships took place and you could live stream them. That's a thing.
Oh my goodness.
I was busy that day, or I'm going to be honest, I'd have watched the hell out of that. This is right up that particular alley for me. Really unlikely story, but it's quite fascinating. It's a really captivating story of four completely just disparate like human beings who came together with this completely random by chance fluke of a passion that they all just, again, completely randomly happen to be incredible at. And the bond that forms between them and how that strengthens as they attempt to work their way through this competition with forces that may or may not be looking out for their best interests. This is in cinemas, in Curzon cinemas from today, or you can watch it on the Curzon streaming platform. I think it's called Curzon Home Cinema, where you pay a premium rate to basically stream it on demand. So you can watch it without even leaving home. It's really good. I really liked it. It's like a 4-star, 4 out of 5 kind of a film.
Okay.
I really liked it. It kept me guessing. And it went to places I didn't quite think it would.
Are they still wine tasting now, or is that going to be a spoiler?
Bit of a spoiler. Can't really go into it.
Okay.
Because it is a story you will want to learn more of.
Great.
You will come away thinking, I want to know.
Those are the movies I love. When I watched it, it's been based on a true story, and then I'm suddenly like Googling names and what happened, and you see the real pictures of where it's followed from, and I love all that kind of stuff. That's great.
Speaking of things you love, by the way, before we move on to Nope, can we just touch on how you got in touch with me over this past weekend after you watched Prey, based on my review, and you were just like a child in a candy shop. You were just giddy.
It was brilliant.
That was just one of the most adorable things of my past weekend. Thank you. That was just that was a really fun thing to witness. You absolutely child fanboying out over the latest Predator movie was a delight. It was good, wasn't it?
It was
very good.
Really good. I was skeptical going into it. Obviously, you gave your review and said it was great, but I'm always like, is it too much? Have I seen too much Predator now with all the other ones? But it was just so well done. I had to,
And now you're like, show me more Predator, give me more Predator after that. It's a stranger. It's a very, very good movie on Disney Plus. One that's not going to be on Disney Plus, though, and he's only exclusively in cinemas from today. Latest from Universal, third film from Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele, who I think you could kind of describe as what would have happened if M. Night Shyamalan had actually started in A24 and the M stood for millennial. That's kind of how I would describe Jordan Peele. His movies are terrific.
Yeah.
Like this, the latest, third film, he did Get Out a couple of years ago, which was incredible, broke records, changed the game for up-and-coming African-American filmmakers as well. Great performance. Daniel Kaluuya really put him on the map. We then had Us. Now we've got Nope. Give him his dues for titles. This guy knows how to come up with a punchy movie title. Nope sees Daniel Kaluuya as the brilliantly named OJ, because nobody's ever accused Jordan Peele of subtlety. When it comes to subtext, no, Jordan Peele's just going for outward text, I think.
Yeah.
Like the text that's literally written down on the page, the character name OJ. We're just doing this. So this is his Signs, effectively. Like M. Night Shyamalan for his third film had Signs. That was the crop circles aliens one. This is him doing the same kind of thing. Only instead of doing crop circles and aliens, he's doing Skywalker Ranch and the wacky wailing inflatable arm flailing tube man. That's his version. Daniel Kaluuya plays OJ, who's the ranch hand of a father-son business who basically whose father is killed in a seemingly freak weather accident.
Yeah.
He then looks into what may or may not have caused it, which may or may not be malevolent forces from another world. Of which his ranch seems to be the epicenter of their arrival. I've got a clip for you that's going to set the very sinister tone to come.
What you see?
Something above the clouds.
That's big. How big?
Big.
You think whatever killed Pops is out there?
Right here, you are going to witness an absolute spectacle. So what happens next? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? Here we go.
See, watching the trailer, I couldn't make out if this was a horror movie with ghosts and ghouls and spirits or whether it was an alien movie.
It is that bit of both. It's a horror movie with aliens in the way that Signs is a horror movie with aliens. In that way that M. Night Shyamalan always seemed to think that he was too good to be a horror maker. I kind of love that Jordan Peele does lean into the fact that he's a horror maker. I actually quite like his produced remake of The Twilight Zone from a couple of years ago as well. I think this is excellent. And here's the weird thing. Not only do I think this is a 5-star movie, not only do I think this is a terrific movie, I can also say that whilst at the same time saying it's not Jordan Peele's best movie, and yet it still has some of his best stuff.
Well, that's all credit to Jordan Peele.
Yeah, that's how good a filmmaker I think Jordan Peele is.
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya is as brilliant as he ever is here. Now, there's a lot more nuanced facial acting, I think, than we used to. He's a lot lighter on the dialogue than I think we're accustomed to with Daniel Kaluuya. Kiki Palmer, though, who plays his on-screen sister, is just the absolute scene stealer. However, MVP of this, and I'm going to give you a little retro throwback, some of your favorite movies from your childhood star this man. Give it up for the great Michael Wincott from The Crow, from The Three Musketeers with Chris O'Donnell, Charlie Sheen, and Keith Sutherland, from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves when he was Rochefort, from 24, he's that guy.
I didn't recognise him in the trailer.
Yeah. He's the guy. He's the bad guy from Metro. That is Michael Wincott. I adore Michael Wincott. He has seemingly turned up to this with he and Jordan Peele under some sort of understanding that he is just there to own it. He's just there to stand there, look cool, and own it with the least amount of energy expended as possible. I'm Michael Wincott. I'm just here to own this. All the way through. He's just chilling. He's there in the background, just literally sipping coffee, just holding a camera, waiting for stuff to happen. And yet somehow he's the most valuable player of this endeavor. I adore that man. I hope this leads to something of a Wincottissance, if you will. But yeah, not Jordan Peele's best film. Still got some of his best stuff. There is a sequence involving a monkey and this movie that's going to go down as one of the most horrific scenes in any horror movie this year, if not this decade, possibly.
Wow. That's a statement.
Really chilling. Yeah, chilling, horrifying stuff. But just give it up for Jordan Peele. Another one. He's pulled a hat trick, 3 for 3. I think even if you didn't think Us was as good as Get Out, Us is still a lot better than a lot of other mainstream horror movies. I think this is about as close as you get within the Jordan Peele bubble as having a popcorn-friendly A24 movie.
From looking at the trailer, I'm gathering that this is one of those kind of movies that you have to be willing to be sat there and frightened out of your skin with lots of jumpy moments.
It's not quite that. There's a lot of effort put into the mystery as well. There's a lot of ambience, and a lot of it is about the atmosphere. A lot of it is about atmosphere building. The cinematography on that note, Hoyt van Hoytema, who did, I think I first noted on Interstellar in 2014 when he was doing cinematography for Christopher Nolan after the partnership with Wally Pfister had sort of just graduated up. They'd leveled up from each other. Hoyt van Hoytema's cinematography on this, absolutely incredible. Like this Skywalker Ranch-like locale, absolutely wonderfully captured. Great sense of scene, wonderfully used to create a sense of like great expanse, but at the same time loneliness within that expanse. I just tremendously well done film. I really like loads of iconic imagery within this, like the use of the wacky wailing inflatable arm flailing tube man.
I noticed that. Yeah, there's something that's quite horrifying about the wailing tube man as well, as it sort of dies down and the air comes out of it.
It's because to that point, it's because it's lifeless. It's because it's so lifeless and abstract as well. But there's also imagery involving horses, obviously, in this. Just a great movie. And as always with a Jordan Peele movie, expect to have a few laughs because he knows how to wring those awkward laughs out of just how dire a situation can be, but also just human nature, just how human beings are. I think Nope is a great movie. By the way, if you're wondering why it's called Nope, apparently, according to its director, Jordan Peele, that is because that is what black people will say when they hear what the threat actually is. And just like Daniel Kaluuya, they will respond to it by looking at it and going, nope, and then leaving. That's why it's called Nope. If you're wondering, that's the actual reason, according to Jordan Peele.
Right, well, both are available to watch from today, right?
From today in cinemas, but you can also get Blind Ambition on Curzon Home Cinema if you want to watch it at home as well.
Fabulous. All right, well, 2 good ones there to choose from. No bad words to say at all from Van Connor today. I fear he may have a fever. Thank you very much for coming on and giving those, and we'll be back with you next week for 2 more new movies. Van, have a good one.
Till the next time, good sir.